Ed Reardon's Week by Christopher Douglas and Andrew Nichols. Episode 6, The Operation.
Monday, my third day in hospital, and my second waking up in the Zenith Freight Forwarders (UK) ward, a funding initiative that so far doesn't seem to have stretched to the actual treatment of patients. So much for the brave new world of PPFI. Or is that MFI? No, that's a furniture. Or is it milking first? Spending any length of time in a hospital bed scrambles the brain and soon disabuses one of any delusions about writing that novel during the enforced break. The canvas is primed and ready, the writing muscle honed, but yesterday I was only able to complete half of the Daily Mail's coffee break quiz that I found in the day room, and I hadn't quite got the stamina to turn it upside down to see the answers. That will be today's task.
Oh, have you finished with your breakfast, darling?
Not quite. Do you think if I hold this piece of toast up to the sun, it might take some of the pallor off it?
Because I need to clear away the breakfast things to make room for lunch.
Ah, yes. Bread jelly, so it must be lunchtime. Getting the hang of it now. Green jelly for breakfast, red for lunch, and orange at tea time. All within the space of 90 minutes, and then nothing for 8 hours. Remarkable.
You think it's bad now? You wait till Jamie Oliver take over. It's going to be spinach soup and seafood salad, and it's going to serve you right.
Yes, won't it?
Just lift your laptop up, darling.
Yes, sorry, Clematis. It is chastening to think of the likes of George Orwell, who turned out reams of limpid prose while on a bed of pain, or Anthony Burgess, who wrote A Clockwork Orange when he thought he was about to die. Chastening, but also faintly alarming, because what if I did write something, and it became a bestseller, and there were film rights to be auctioned, and then I did die, and my ex-wife and sponging offspring trousered the lot? Oh, sod that for a game of droogs.
Just let me wipe your forehead, darling. You're beading up. You must be getting stressed.
No, I was just thinking.
Well, don't. You'll give yourself another heart attack.
The doctors would have me believe that this condition was brought on by a lifetime's attachment to me beer and me baccy, and me Chilean Merlot and me Indian takeaways, and me mature cheddar sandwiches before retiring. I, on the other hand, put it down to overwork. Having a new book out commits the author to a relentless promotional itinerary. I must have visited at least 150 bookshops in London and the home counties in order to place copies of the paperback edition of Pet Peeves by Ed Reardon face out and in front of the stacks of the latest Nick Hornby. After a punishing week of this, I treated myself to a day out at the Oval and called at the local co-op to fill up my picnic basket.
Have you got your dividend card?
I have, actually. I was talked into getting one by a comely lass wearing a sash.
Because they're sending out the dividend rewards this week. You're just in time. You've got £14.98 to come.
And they send me that in cash, do they? Just out of interest.
No, it'll be vouchers. 4 for £3 and 1 £2.
Right, good. And what about the other 98 pence?
Any odd amount left over goes to a third world charity.
Well, it seems a pity not to make it up to a round figure, though, doesn't it? So, how much would I need to spend to get the dividend up to £15?
1p a pound, that's another £2.
Well, let's see, 2 scratch cards.
They don't count.
Ah, well, good thing too. It'd be terrible to encourage greediness.
There's the special offers behind you. Sausage rolls, £1.39 a packet of 4, or 2 for £2.
I'm already well stocked with them, as you can see.
Or there's the jumbo pork pies for £2.
No, I suppose another couple won't kill me.
Oh, is Ed Reardon down here, this one? Ooh. Oh, he's dead or something.
No, he isn't. Keep going.
Right. Oh, Ed, hi! Really should clear them away when they're like that.
Hello, Pink. You're the loveliest thing to grace this ward since it was opened by the Duchess of Kent.
Is she the Nazi?
No, she's the nice one at Wimbledon.
Oh, yes, we're getting her to write the foreword to Andrew Murray's autobiography.
The most substantial bit of the book, I'd have thought.
Why are you reading the Daily Mail upside down?
Little unfinished business from yesterday. Answers. Denmark, yes, got that one. They are both types of horse, yes. He's the son of Robert Morley, of course. Stupid of me. Sheridan Morley doesn't look anything like Kirk Douglas. He hasn't got that thing in his chin. Well, actually, you can't tell because the beard, so...
Ed, you're wandering.
Am I? Yes, I am, aren't I? Yes. Pink, thank you so much for coming to see me. Was it a terrible nuisance to collect my post?
Oh, do. I asked some locals at the station where your road is, and they were really nice and helpful. You go up past Tit Bank, turn left, lass, and it's up third on Tit Reet above a barber's.
Yeah, well, it was Berkhamsted Station you went to, not Coketown.
Oh, yeah, I use that train line all the time. You live really, really close to my friend Lucy's dad. Chesham?
I don't get out that way much.
No, that's his name, because he's Lord of it or something. Walks around in a dressing gown all day.
Oh, looks as though we might be rubbing shoulders soon. According to this, I've just won a substantial cash award.
Oh, you going to open it?
No, nor this, nor this. Wait for a red one of these, I think. What's this? Humorous good luck with your heart-op card. Don't do anything you didn't aorta. Well, they can all get stuffed, whoever they are.
That's from all of us at the agency.
Oh, how kind. Please do thank, Flig and, Tud, and the other half dozen. Especially the one who's put the paw print.
Oh, that's Simon. He always does that.
Ping, you did remember to feed Elgar, my cat, didn't you?
Oh no. I thought you said stroke him. Sorry, do you want me to go back?
No, that won't be necessary, because according to this, my operation has been postponed. Why they couldn't tell me here where I am, rather than there where I'm not.
He didn't look as though he wanted feeding. He's so huge, Ed. He's like a panda or something.
Excuse me, Dr. Shah.
Yes, what is it?
It's about my operation.
Just have a look at the notes. Yes. Now, you're not to worry, because it is quite normal for a few days after surgery for you to feel as if you've still got both your legs.
Ah, that's reassuring, because that's very much the way it looks as well. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what to do with these two fine fellows.
Oh, Ed, please put your feet away.
You aren't Mrs. Ogukwe, are you?
In no sense.
Well, you should be. It says here you are.
I'm Mr. Reardon. Rather, I'm two Mr. Reardon. One who is being prepped for a heart operation, and the other who's just been told there's no bed for me at the present moment in time.
Yes?
Well, don't call that NHS Direct. Call it NHS Circumlocutory. Tuesday. Comforting though it is to be back at Mole End, sleeping in a bed that doesn't have bars around it and surrounded by my favourite things, it is nonetheless frustrating that so many of those favourite things are forbidden to me. There on the shelf sit 2 bottles of Cote de Rhone and half a truckle of cheddar purchased at the Co-op thanks to my £15 worth of dividend vouchers. Might as well have gone to the third world for all the use it is to me. I've even been stopped from blowing my beloved jug in the jazz band. But I must never forget that I am a writer, and the writer's most precious commodity, setting aside Cote de Rhone, of course, is time. Time that now extends well beyond the yardarm into hitherto unexplored hours of the day. Must be 15 years since I've watched Newsnight sober, still less greeted the dawn with the television switched off and the remotes neatly aligned on the arm of the chair. So it was a different Ed Reardon, an upright citizen for once, that took the stairs of the Berkhamsted Leisure Centre 2 at a time, ready for anything my creative writing class could throw at me.
Hey, listen, I saw your book.
Really? Which one?
Oh, Arca, Tim, which one?
That one about the celebrity pets.
Oh, that one.
Pet peeves. Yes, I saw it too. I was in Waterstones looking for the new Nick Hornby, and yours was in front of it. Go on. So someone thinks a lot of you, even if you don't.
How much you get for that?
Oh, enough to keep you going for a few months.
If you last that long. I think he's lost weight in the last couple of weeks. When are you having your bypass done?
Well, I'm waiting to hear. Could be a month, could be next week.
Could be forever. Like waiting for that bypass outside town.
So you've got some money and you've got some time. What's stopping you?
Stopping me what?
Well, what are you going to write? A novel or a nice play?
Well, as I say, I've got a number of...
Here we go. Pipeline, irons in the fire. I'd like to, as I call it.
You've got writer's block, haven't you? Just like your arteries.
I most certainly haven't.
Well, you need to apply BTM to chair then. That's the only way things get written. That's what you always say.
Yes, I know.
So what's stopping you then?
Well, I've got another hour here.
We don't need to see Tenko again. We want to see something new from you.
You're always telling us to follow our dream.
So off you go.
What really go?
Go on, hop it.
And don't come back without a booker.
Or have a try for the Betty Trask.
Oh, damn, no pipe. Right. Now, look at this, Elgar, on the screen. If you type this, and you underline it here... Whose face does that look like? It's you, isn't it? Elgar's face. A magical realist novel. A novel of magical realism by Ed Reardon. Don Pedro was... Yes, hello. Yes. No, you want me to come in tomorrow now? Yes, yes. Well, yes, I can, but why do you want me to shave down there? Well, you're the doctor.
Right, a few things to remember after the operation. We wouldn't advise any sexual activity for a month or so.
That won't be a problem at all.
And you may experience some discomfort while urinating.
What about cheese? How soon can I start eating that again?
Immediately, I'd have thought.
Good. And drinking red wine, is that back on the list?
Well, it's not as though you're going to leak.
What about smoking?
It's very bad for you, and I don't recommend it. But you would be smoking with your mouth and not any other organ.
Absolutely, Dr. Shah, yes, with the mouth.
So, let's have a look at the patient.
What are you doing? Get off!
Oh, but I don't understand. You've already been circumcised.
Is that a problem for a heart operation?
When did this happen, Mr. Taylor?
1953, we all got one in our street to celebrate the coronation, and it's Reardon again. You tried to chop my leg off last time. You're working your way up. What's next?
Wasting hospital time is a very serious matter. Now wait there while I try and sort this out.
For the second time in a week, I found myself all dressed up and nowhere to go, in a singularly unattractive and revealing, from behind anyway, hospital gown. While I waited for them to decide who I was and what I should have done to me, I decided to join the Freemasonry of mooning smokers, standing by the hospital's main entrance, their wheeled drip stands glinting in the afternoon sunshine. One wonders why anyone would want that done to themselves so late in the proceeding.
Everything's got a resale value these days. If you go on the internet, you can get kidneys, liver, the lot. Full mixed grill.
So I could have ended up being a donor to someone who'd changed faiths, possibly, converting from Judaism to Christianity and wanting to make a proper job of it.
Or a skin graft might have ended up as someone's new eyebrow after a chip pan fire or a smoking in bed tragedy.
Good Lord. Are they making you queue outside for operations now?
Hello, Felix.
Lovely to see you, Mrs. Ogukwe.
Word got back to the agency, did it?
You see, Ed, if you'd had the foresight to be in the Guards, you could have gone straight into the King Edward VII Hospital for officers. When they sorted out my gammy squash knee, it was like staying at the Ritz.
But do they have daytime TV?
Well, I imagine so.
Even at night, because they do here.
Look, if you're just kicking your heels in those paper slippers, why don't you come round the corner for lunch?
I'm not really dressed for your club.
Well, they'll lend you a jacket and tie and look after your drip.
All right, but I know how much is in it. Oh, it's such a relief not to have jelly.
So, all this time in your hands, you lucky blighter, what have you written?
Well, I always think titles are very important, and I got rather a good one. Elgar's Face. It's a novel.
Oh, jolly good, because these are very exciting times in publishing, especially for the first-time novelist. There's this scheme, you see...
But I'm not a first-time novelist. I wrote Who Would Fardell's Bear, in case you've forgotten.
How long ago was that?
30 years or so.
Well, there you are, you see. It's time for Ed Reardon to be released into the public domain like a cabinet secret.
What is this scheme?
Oh, it's absolutely foolproof. You write the novel, you see, then you take it to your publishers. Well, they're all doing this now.
So when do I get the advance?
There isn't one. That's the beauty of it. And you don't get an editor, and there's no publicity. They do print it for you, but...
how extraordinarily generous of them.
But then you have to take the books round to the shops yourself. Well, very much in the way that you do, Ed, when you go round putting your books in front of Nick Hornby's.
How do you know that?
Because old Hornbers told me that he was following you round, putting his book in front of Julian Barnes. Of course, Julian has a whole team of lovelies to do that for him. Consummate professional. For a time, you couldn't find a copy of the last Martin Amis for love nor money, all shoved to the back.
Right. Hang on, though, Felix. If there's no money up front for me in this, what's in it for you? What's 10% of nothing?
15? Well, we'll sort that out when the book's written and published. So get cracking and make sure it's a corker and put plenty of cricket in it. I say, this glass has gone a funny colour. Shall we broach another bottle?
Oh, well, there's no skin off my nose, or anywhere else for that matter. The latest unforgivable hospital mix-up, as I discovered on my return from lunch, was that my heart operation had been scheduled, without any reference to me, for 3 o'clock, the precise moment at which the chocolate gatto was going under the knife and the spoon in Felix's club. That wasn't the only surprise waiting for me in the Zenith Freight Forwarders (UK) ward.
Dad.
Hello, Jake.
Where have you been all afternoon?
Been having lunch. Where have you been for the last 5 years?
You were meant to be here, ready to have your operation at 3 o'clock.
Oh, did anybody say what kind of operation it was? Caesarean, possibly?
You see, you're treating your health like everything else in life, Dad, with complete disrespect.
Yes, I know. Well, I'll get back into bed like a good boy and listen to the last 10 minutes of afternoon theatre. Cheers me up to know there are writers worse off than me.
Now, look, I've spoken to a few people, and they say they can find you a window for the op at the end of the day. And I think we can do a bit better than this, so I'm negotiating to get you into a room on your own. Oh, yes, and I've got you online, so you'll be able to carry on working.
Oh, well, that's all excellent, Jake, thank you. You couldn't do anything about the jelly, I suppose?
Right, Mr. Reardon. Bypass operation. You've been rescheduled for 6 o'clock.
Ah, thanks very much, Dr. Shah.
Just a minute. Have you been drinking?
Thursday. Home again. Apparently, it takes 24 hours for alcohol to leave the bloodstream. So, I'm under strict instructions to keep off the sauce and the cream puffs before presenting myself back in the Zenith ward in 4 days' time for surgery, sponsored, no doubt, by Black & Decker. My grab-grind of a son, moreover, has decided that I must utilise the time to work with cool precision on the architecture of my novel. Right. Elgar's Face, Chapter 1. Don Pedro was hot. Didn't Simon Sharma write something about Rembrandt's face? Or was it his ears? Just Google that. Rembrandt's eyes. That's a bit close. Elgar's paws. I wonder if Elgar had a cat. Could be a historical pet peeves. Didn't Mozart have a monkey? Reluctantly putting pet peeves 2 to simmer on the back burner, I turned back to the novel, after first checking the legality or otherwise of a contract that invites me to work for nothing by Googling the European Court of Human Rights. I better see what Robbie Williams has been up to. Not now. Yes? Oh, hello, Cliff. No, not much, no. Had a heart attack. Waiting for a bypass. Yeah, I can do Sunday. All right, see you at 12:30. I'll be the one not drinking.
Mr. Ed Reardon there on the jug. Still with us, but only just.
That got the juices going. Thanks to Dr. Dixie and his assistant Sister Swing.
You want to be careful straining for figures of speech like that.
You don't want a second heart attack, Ed. A big deal, I've had 3.
Yeah, one less than me. How many have you had, Jazz?
They tried to tell me I'd had one in LA until I threatened to sue the hospital. Then they downgraded it to gas.
Now you've lost your cherry, Ed, you can get around him. I'll have a pint. Oh, and get us a bag of salsa kettle chips.
No, I'm only allowed a Diet Coke and no crisps at all. I'm not buying your drinks.
Oh, yes, you are. I'll have a pint of the Queen's Best Stella and, for crisps, Sensations, Quattro Formaggio.
Large scotch, please. Ooh, they do paninis.
I'll try one of them, and a pint of the reassuringly expensive lager.
I think this is cruel. You're doing it deliberately.
Yeah, and we've all had heart attacks.
Gas.
Hello, the hand's feeling for the wallet.
30 quid should cover it. Close-up of sweat building up on forehead.
Hands clutching a chest now.
I'm feeling a bit rough, actually.
Oh, here comes number 2. He's catching you up, Frank.
No, I really don't feel well.
Come on, sit him down.
There you go, mate.
Take him.
He's got blue.
Right, brains in gear, boys. We're going to have to be sensible here. We'll do Tiger Rag, missing out the second chorus, then we'll drive him to hospital.
Yeah.
Ray, will you take over on the jug?
Who's going to get the drinks in?
Ed, his wallet's on the table now. Once it's out, it's got to draw blood.
Mr. Reardon, I've got some good news.
Someone talking to me after only 5 hours. That's good enough for me.
Yes, and you haven't had a heart attack.
What was it then?
Just a minute. I'm the one who hasn't had a heart attack. What was it then?
It's trapped wind.
Don't believe that for a minute. Soothe them is my advice.
It's Jazz Milvain, isn't it?
It is.
You did that brilliant ER two-parter, where the lippy little kid dies, then he comes back to life because his spirit's so strong.
I think you'll find it was his aura that reappeared in the ward.
Yes, to comfort his distraught mother. We were all in bits in the flat.
Excuse me, I'm the one with trapped wind.
But it doesn't change this situation at all. Negligence. My friend has been waiting in this hospital for 5 hours. He's already been misdiagnosed twice.
Oh, sue them. Do us all a favour, close the place down. There's MRSA everywhere. What's burning to the ground, really? I'd do it, but I'm revising for my Part 2 exams.
So what's going to happen to me?
Well, under the circumstances, we'd better keep you in overnight and try and get you an early appointment tomorrow.
See, all it takes is a word in the right ear. Would you like a signed photograph?
Oh, for goodness sake. Monday. Back in what I now think of as my London home, I was unable to sleep, owing to some drug-crazed unfortunate being installed in the next bed. But with my new internet access, I was able to mount a serious assault on the latest Daily Mail coffee break quiz, before falling at last into a deep sleep at around 5 a.m.
Time for your breakfast, Dr. Shaw. Come on, get up. Juice and fresh green jelly here.
Is there the remotest possibility of you getting my name right? For the last time, I'm Mr. Reardon.
I know that, darling. We got Dr. Shaw here in the next bed.
Oh, has that jelly got vodka in it?
No, it hasn't, and you've got to get your juice down you.
Has the juice got vodka in it?
Good Lord, was that her who was brought in shrieking in the middle of the night?
Yes, they do 96 hours and then go out clubbing, drinking and taking ecstasy.
Oh, how unhealthy. They've only got themselves to blame, I suppose.
Where's my mum? I want my mum.
Oh, grow up.
Oh, that's a bit rich coming from you, Dad.
Hello, Jake.
Come on, we're getting you out of here. I found you a side room.
Are you my dad?
Are you going to log off AOL, or are you still not done with 10 top chat-up lines to make you a babe magnet?
I'm quite looking forward to it, actually.
Really? But it's major surgery.
I look on it more as a chance for a fresh start. Can't wait to put the new arteries through their paces.
What do you mean?
Well, they should be good for another 30 years, shouldn't they? 30 more years of Ogden's flake, mature cheddar. In fact, the next time Ping goes back to the flat to collect the mail, I'll get her to open a bottle of Côte de Rhône. Let it breathe.
This is not why you're having the operation, and if you carry on talking like that, I'm just going to go.
Why am I having it then, pray?
To give yourself one last chance in life to function as a proper person. And, just as important, to get back to the kind of writer we all thought you were going to be once.
Like who? Herodotus? Or Jilly Cooper, perhaps?
Why not? They were both successful.
I'll guarantee they didn't do it by being teetotal vegetarians. Or vicars.
OK, that's it. Bye, Dad. Hope the operation goes well.
Thank you. And if it doesn't, you won't have to come back and see me anymore. So either way, the family wins.
You know, Dad, that's all we ever got from you when we were growing up. A sarcastic one-liner, then, now leave me alone to sink into a drunken stupor of self-loathing.
Right.
We never did anything together.
Well, if you go and find the Daily Mail, we could do the quiz. Don Pedro was hot. No. Don Pedro was acutely aware of his shortcomings as a father. The interview with his son, Don Pedro Jr., had not gone well. I don't want to waste hot, though. Had not gone well, possibly because the afternoon was hot. On your bike, Jilly Cooper, or your horse. These home counties aren't big enough for the two of us.
Don't they let you use your phone in the private bit? This place is so crap.
Hospital rules, Ping. It's a case of the Colonel's lady and Judy O'Grady.
Yeah, sister's under the skin, whatever.
Didn't know you knew Hardy.
Yeah, I did him for A-level, but actually that's Kipling.
So it is. Deliberate mistake. Well done.
Anyway, Ed, pet peeves too. Mega publishing interest, right?
Exactly how much is mega?
4 figures.
And where does the decimal point come in those 4 figures? Is it £27.50?
No, I twisted their arms and got them up to 1,500.
Well, that's 500 less than I got for pet peeves 1.
Well, it's a difficult time at the moment, what with the threat of terrorism and Asian bird flu. Celebrities are nervous, Ed.
Well, I'm afraid I'm committed to my novel now, Elgar's Paws. I feel I owe it to myself and to my family.
Here's your lunch, darling.
Oh, red jelly, Ping wants some.
And your bill.
What's this?
For your room and your internet access.
£1,400?
Yeah, but it's worth it for this jelly. Ping wants some more, please. Anyway, Ed, if you started now, it could be out in time for Christmas.
Got it all down your chin. Tuesday. Thanks to my son's meddlesome insistence on my having the right conditions in which to fulfil my potential, I was now faced with having to produce a piece of hack work to be able to pay for it, and postpone developing my voice as a magical realist. Don Pedro would have to wait his turn behind the likes of Russ Abbott's cantankerous Airedale, by which time the aforementioned grandee would almost certainly have ceased to be hot in any sense of the word. This is all right, thank you. I've already shaved there. But first, there was the matter of my bypass operation, which, as with any life-or-death situation, attracted the usual ghouls and rubberneckers.
Quintuple bypass? Good Lord! It'll be like Swindon in there.
It will. I've asked them to put a Starbucks in as well.
Have you had your happy pill?
Yes, I have. Otherwise I might have said something rude.
Good, because we've got a proposition for you, haven't we, Felix?
Yes. It's about your new cricket novel, Ed.
The one that doesn't exist yet and that I'm writing for no money.
The very same. Jazz is very excited by the idea.
It's time to go through to theatre, Mr. Reardon.
Excuse us for a minute, will you, young man?
I'm sorry, no.
I thought we were friends.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
I knew we should have waited till the drugs kicked in.
But think about what this could mean, Ed. The chance to work with Jazz again. Just like the movie of Who Would Pharaoh's Bear. Another screen credit based upon the novel by Ed Reardon, and I'd insist upon the upon.
You see, I've got access to some South American money, and a meeting set up for next week to talk about a treatment.
Yeah, I'll be writing the treatment for nothing as well, would I?
For now, the big payday comes later, and as it's got cricket in it, you can name your price. The Yanks have just cottoned on to the Ashes.
Look, please don't excite him.
I'm not excited in the least.
Ed, I need you to sign this. It's the contract for Pet Peeves too. It's okay to use a pen in here, yeah?
Sorry, dear, he's going to be too busy writing the next film by Jazz Mulvey.
So, which is it going to be, Ed?
Oh, be quiet, Ping. This really is the opportunity of a lifetime.
I'll let you know after the operation.
Ed Reardon's Week starred Christopher Douglas, with Stephanie Cole, John Fortune, Simon Greenall, Martin Hyder, Philip Jackson, Rita May, Geoffrey McGiven, Barunka O'Shaughnessy, Alice Lowe, George Dalton, James Fowler, Nina Wadia, Angela Winter, and Geoffrey Whitehead. It was written by Christopher Douglas and Andrew Nichols. Technical jiggery-pokery was by Alec Hale-Monroe, Alison Mackenzie, and Carl Phillips. The producer was Simon Nichols.